Yo, what's good, guys? It's Jake. Welcome back to another video. I'm gonna drop some completely free and just knowledgeable sauce today, just person to person right here. Whoever you are watching on the other side of the screen, I'm just gonna drop some sauce. No edits, no fancy edits and video cuts and all this stuff. I'm just gonna drop sauce. But basically, if you don't know me, I'm a full-time day trader. I've made over $70,000 in 1 month. I teach students how to trade every single day. I prioritize teaching the gospel when I trade, because Jesus Christ is everything to me and he saved me in such a dark time. But it wasn't always like that, man. I worked plenty of jobs. I suffered, I failed. I never thought I'd make it in this industry, and it took a lot of faith and it took a lot of hard work to eventually get where I am today, being able to do this full time and make over $70,000 in 1 month. You see, I'm going to drop just some knowledge with you guys today about how I went from failing accounts on a daily basis, feeling like giving up, thinking I was never going to make it, to now 4.5 years later being full-time at this industry, providing for the people around me with this industry, and making over $70,000 in a month doing it, making 5 figures consistently every month. Because, man, first things first, it's possible. There's so many people on the internet that will say, oh, trading's not possible, you can't do it, all this crap, blah, blah, blah. It is a 100% possible industry that you can do, okay? I am living proof of that. And with Jesus Christ, anything can happen, okay? There's gonna be people that are like, oh, you can't do this, you won't do it, it's a scam, blah, blah, blah. They don't know the work that Christ can do in somebody's life. They don't know the work that Jesus Christ can help somebody through. Now, I'm not saying Jesus is just gonna make you a millionaire. That's not how the Gospels work. But they really don't know the work that Jesus can do if somebody doesn't give up on him. And, man, let's start with what I was doing years ago. I was working in a warehouse. Every single day, unloading trucks, doing all this stuff. I worked at Subway, I worked at Panera Bread, I worked at PDQ, I did door knocking, sales, all this stuff, just trying to make it. I was in college for 1 semester. I just never felt like I was in a good spot, and I always felt like I wanted more. And you could say that's an unchristian trait. It probably is, to not be humble in your situation. But you know, I just felt I always wanted to, you know, succeed at something, whether it was day trading. I tried drop shipping, I tried, you know, Amazon FBA, you know, digital marketing, SMA, social media yeah, you get it. I've tried all that stuff. And, you know, with day trading, I had my own little section in the warehouse that I used to work out. And this was like 4 years ago. And I finally locked in on day trading. I was done with drop shipping. I was done with Amazon FBA. I was done with all that crap. My dad worked on Wall Street for his first job. And he told me, you know, about day trading and stuff like that. He said, it's very hard. It's very difficult. He said, he's not going to tell me it's impossible, because he said he never wants to tell his son anything like that things are impossible. But he did say it's very hard and you're in for a rough ride if you try to pursue it. And man, was he correct. You know, so let's fast forward to 5 years ago. I had this section in this warehouse that I worked at, and I worked there with a friend who also trades as well now, who's pretty damn good at it too. And I had this section where I just sit every single day, and I'll try to put it up on the screen here if I can find the video. If not, then sorry. And I would just set up my laptop right there and just watch trading videos, open demo accounts, trade challenge accounts. I would do all this stuff, and I would fail miserably, but every single day I would do it. And I would just continue to push forward and continue to work hard until eventually, you know, I found consistency, and here we are. Fast forward years later, the rest is history. This is my full-time job, making 5 figures a month doing it. So I basically just want to tell you guys some stuff that helped me go from failing every single day to then making the 70 grand in a month, 5 figures in a month, whatever you want to call it. So thing number 1 would actually be to keep your 9-to-5 job. I don't know why or where we went wrong that people are telling traders these days, hey, you know, just drop everything, quit your 9-to-5. You don't need to have a 9-to-5. Just quit. Don't worry about it. What? Why are we doing this? Why on earth are we telling traders to quit? Having income coming in while you're learning to trade and to help fund your trading journey is essential. It makes for less stress. It makes for things to be a little easier. And at the end of the day, if you have a family to provide for, let's say you're in a little bit of a different situation than I was. I mean, I was a 18, 19, 20-year-old kid learning how to trade. You know, for me, I didn't really have to provide for my children and stuff like that. And I still kept my 9-to-5 just to make sure I could fund this journey, just to make sure I could, you know, have a little ease at mind. Okay, if I failed my trading this week, at least I know I have a paycheck coming in. And that's what you guys need to realize as well. Okay, I really just highly disagree with these influencers telling people to just drop their 9 to 5, quit their 9 to 5. Once you start seeing consistent profits from trading that are replaceable to your 9 to 5 income, then we can discuss quitting the 9 to 5. But I tell all my students, be happy and blessed that you have a job. Thank God that you have a job that can put a paycheck on the table for you, that you can help out your kids, that you can help out your mom, whoever it is, while funding your trading journey. Because if we look at kids in other countries that are trying to learn trading, they don't even get the chance to learn trading. They're trying to fight just to get a piece of bread and a glass of water on a daily basis. But we over here are complaining that we have to keep a 9 to 5 while learning how to trade. It's unpractical and it's not okay. Keep your 9 to 5, fund your trading journey, have the stress-free environment of knowing you're going to get a paycheck, and once you can start replacing that income with your trading profits, then you can look at quitting the 9 to 5. The next thing is I would just simplify your trading. Okay, I saw a video from a dude named Akram the other day, Akram Acharolidi or something. Excuse me if I'm butchering that. But he made a solid video, and if he happens to see this, shout out to you, bro. But it was slowing down your trading will speed up your profitability, and I've never heard something so true. I trade a simple strategy. I look for support, I look for resistance, I look for double tops, I look for double bottoms. It is that simple, okay? And that's all I look for. I take 1 to 2 trades per day. I preferably take 1 trade, but I take 1 to 2 trades per day at most, and then I'm off the charts. Why are you guys sitting on the charts from 9:30 a.m. till 4 p.m.? It just makes no sense. The freedom of trading is to be able to take these trades, make your money, then get off the charts and go do what you want to do. Go take a swim, go take your dogs for a walk, go to the gym, go to run errands, go hang out with your wife or your girlfriend or your grandma, whoever it is. If you're gonna sit on the charts all day, you might as well just go back to your 9 to 5, because at least at your 9 to 5, you're gonna sit on the computer all day and get a 100% guaranteed paycheck. If you're just gonna sit on the charts all day and trade, you're not even guaranteed a paycheck. So the point of trading freedom is to be able to be done by 10:30, 11 a.m. and then get on with your day, get on with the freedoms of trading. I highly recommend you do that, okay? Simplify your trading, 1 to 2 trades per day, get off the charts by 10:30 and 11, and then go on with the rest of your day. And as soon as I figured out that I didn't need to be on the charts taking trades at all times of the day, it severely helped my trading. There'd be times where I'd demo trade at the warehouse, watch videos at the warehouse, then get home later that day and just start demo trading again. It's like, as soon as I learned that that is not a good habit, absolutely not, I cut it off, and I can attest to it severely helping me get to my profitability. The next thing is I would dive into having a mentor if you have the means to invest in one. This is not me trying to promote my course, so please don't say that. I'm just telling you there's people that have been there, done that in this journey. They've made the mistakes, they've been through the process, and they are willing to help beginners. I don't care if it's my course, I don't care if it's that guy's course, that dude's course, that dude's course. I don't care who it is. If you have the means to invest in yourself, to help yourself learn from somebody that's been there, done that, do it. Even professional football players, like who's the best quarterback? Patrick Mahomes? When Patrick Mahomes goes to practice, he still has Andy Reid there. He still has his offensive coordinator. He still has his, health physio there to, stretch him out and massage his muscles and all that crap. And Andy Reid, and like I said, he doesn't go there and just blindly throw the football and, hand off the football to his running backs because he's the best quarterback in the league. No, he has coaching. He has people that are there with him. You can always evolve and you can always learn, and you can especially speed up your journey if you learn from somebody who's been there, done that. That is something that I highly regret. I highly, highly wish that I had taken the time to just save up a little bit more money and invest in somebody that had been there, done that, because I would be where I am today a lot quicker, and I can promise you that. Okay, another thing is get in your head that this journey is a marathon, it is not a sprint. Okay, you can accelerate the journey and maybe get to a payout quicker, but in terms of becoming actually profitable to where this is your full-time industry and you are doing this for a living, it is a marathon. It takes years. I have one of my students that came into my program and they didn't understand the markets, and within a month and a half they received their first payout. That's pretty quick, but does that mean they're profitable? Does that mean they're ready to quit their job and become a full-time trader? No. It's going to take months and months more of them getting those types of payouts before they are ready to quit their job and stuff like that, and actually, become profitable at this industry. So guys, go into the markets realizing that this is a marathon, not a sprint. You are not going to become this successful trader overnight and all of a sudden you're just going to be Timothy on the markets. No, it takes time, it takes effort. It is a marathon, not a sprint. And the quicker you can realize that, okay, I'm going to fail, I'm going to mess up, I just have to continue to keep faith in Jesus, I have to continue to keep God first and continue to keep working hard. Eventually, after stacking up small, consistent wins, I will make it. And my next point actually stems right off that last sentence. And one big winner is not going to take you to profitability. People like to over leverage. They like to over risk. They like to over trade. They see everybody else around them getting payouts. They're like, oh my gosh, I got to risk all this money. I got to make all this money. No, take it from me. Consistency on the markets, profitability on the markets comes from stacking small wins and compounding them over time, not taking one big trade and then one big loser. Because let's say you take one big trade and you make like $5,000. Fine, it's really big, but then you go in and you risk that $5,000 again. You're down and you lose, you're down to $0 again. You have to start in square one. Where if you just would take smaller trades, let's say you have $5,000 in your account, you take a $500 trade, you make, let's say $800, then you risk another $500 and you lose. You still have $300 in your account. Okay, do you get that? That way you can survive in this industry long-term and continue to compound, okay? Next thing, guys, is don't go into the markets being unhumble. The markets will absolutely humble you if you don't go in there prepared. The last thing you want to be doing is going into the markets with your chest puffed out, your shoulders puffed up, and being like, I'm going to take advantage of this market. Screw this market. It ain't going to do shit to me. I promise you, you'll be humbled so quickly, because I was. We all learn the hard way when we have a mindset like that. It is okay. It happens. That's what happens. Things happen. Okay. I asked my mom, my dad, my sister, whoever. We all went into the markets thinking that we're just going to press buy or sell and buy Lamborghinis and hang out on beaches with our wife or our husband all day and while we drive our Mercedes to the beach after a 10 a.m. workday. Absolutely not the case. You will be humbled, and I was. Go into the markets expecting to lose. The markets will humble you. You have a system, you have a strategy that you follow every single day, but that doesn't mean that that shit won't fail sometimes. And I promise you it will. And if you don't humble yourself and prepare yourself for that, man, you are in deep, deep trouble. The next thing is actually what I just said. Start by having and learning on a demo account, but so you can develop your systems, your rules, and your strategy to a perfection, to a T, to a crisp. Okay, if you don't have a system, a set of rules, a strategy that you follow on a daily basis, you will be screwed. You have to hop on those markets every single day with your hands under your pants and say, I'm not taking these hands out from under me until I see my A+ setup trade show up. It's right here, my edge is here, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to be prepared to lose. I have my stop loss in place, and that's why I am mitigating risk. This is my system, this is my strategy. No strategy hopping, no going back and forth, no going from here to there. Take your simple strategy, learn it, master it on demo accounts. Then when you see it on the live markets on a daily basis, make sure that you are not pressing buy or sell. Make sure you are not executing that trade until you see your system show up, until you see that data show up on the chart, your edge show up on the chart. Because all a profitable trader is somebody that knows how to manage risk and execute their edge to perfection when it shows up in the market. If you don't have risk management and you're just taking random trades, yes, you are a gambler like the rest of these people say. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to drop some free sauce, some free knowledge to you guys. Keep in mind, guys, continue to have faith, continue to grow in your trading. All will be okay. Okay, I know you guys can do it, man. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be in the position I am now with a nice pool in my backyard, just chilling, trading, I don't know what I'd say to you. I'd probably get on the floor and cry and think you're like a loser for trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But man, it's possible. The journey's possible. People will tell you you can't do it. You have to keep God first. That is utterly one of the most important things, is you have to keep God first. If you're not keeping God first, you will fail in anything you're doing. I don't care if you're trying to just go to college and become a lawyer. I don't care if you're trying to trade, drop ship, become a professional athlete. If you don't have God first, you will fail. You absolutely will fail. All right, guys. But yeah, I just want to drop some free sauce for you guys. Yeah. Shout out to all of you coming onto this video. If you're interested in the stuff I do, all my links will be down in the description. But nevertheless, I appreciate all of you. Have a blessed trading week.